All right, what's up, my boys and girls? Haven't made a video in a while. The one that I uploaded a day ago or 2 days ago, um, it was like a old video that I made from of Helldivers 2 that I never uploaded, and I was just trying to push something out, so I got that one. So I just pushed that out. But this one is going to be a video that I'm actually like sitting down and, well, you sit down and make every video. This is a video that I'm sitting down and making, and I'm gonna upload the day that I'm making it. Trying to do a thing this week where I put out a video at least once every day, because like I had like a long month off, and that was from me just not having any motivation to do it. In all honesty, I just didn't have anything to talk about, and I didn't have any motivation to push anything out. So I'm gonna try to get back in the swing of things and just push something out every day this week, or at least before I go to bed. So there should be, or of the week, not including the weekend. So there should be like 5 videos this week, or by the end of this week, like by Sunday, there should be at least 5 videos that I push out, because realistically it shouldn't be that hard for me to do it, because I'm just getting on here and I'm just talking, and it's not like a bunch of editing. There's not a bunch of editing, there's not a bunch that goes into it, so it really shouldn't be that hard. But you know, you say that, and then next thing you know, don't push anything out in a month, and the first thing that you do push out is like a video that you had in the closet for forever. But we're gonna start off with the verse, and then we're gonna get into the subject, or the main focus of this video. The verse that we're going to start off with this video is going to be Judges 6:12. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Again, that is Judges 6:12. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." In NIV, it says, when the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." So it's a little different depending on the version that you're reading. But today we're going to be talking about, or this is more of a discussion, right? Because I don't necessarily have any scripture to back up how I feel, or like my thought points, right? And again, as I stressed in the past, it's very important to not take scripture out of context. So I don't want to just look up a random verse or two that helps me prove my point and then take it and then use it in this video, because the Bible is a living document. It's applicable to multiple areas in our lives, but it still doesn't mean that you can take out its context. You know what I'm saying? Sorry if I'm a little everywhere. It's been a little while, so I still gotta get back in the swing of this. But today, it's really just like, is it okay to be angry at God, right? And I guess for a future video, we can talk about, can God be angry at you, which I don't think. But again, this video is just for a discussion. So the reason that I'm talking about this topic is because disclaimer, I'm very thankful for what the Lord has done, is doing for me and through me. You know what I mean? He's brought me a long way. Even before I started taking the faith seriously, he's brought me a long way, and he's delivered me through a lot, and he's helped me with my perspective on a lot of things, right? But like the needy human I am, just to be real with you guys, like the needy human I am, like the needy person I am, like the unfulfilled person I am, because I keep looking for my fulfillment. And this is something that I gotta constantly call myself out on, but I keep looking for my fulfillment in other places that aren't him. And it shows heavier some days more than others. And whenever I feel like I'm deserving of something, or that I should have had something by now, like whether that be a career, whether that be an amount of money, whether that be a job, whether that be anything in life that you just feel like where is it at? You know what I mean? Like, where is it at? And you think that, and I'm speaking from my perspective, you get into this thought process of what am I doing wrong? And then you assess whether or not you're doing anything wrong. And for me, it's not necessarily what I'm doing wrong, but it's more or less like how I'm going about it. Depending on whichever, like I'm being very general because this applies to multiple areas of my life where I'll be fine for a period of time and then I'll kind of like have a reoccurring feeling of, okay, why isn't this taken off yet? Or why haven't I done this yet? Or why haven't I done this? And these are things that I do try to fully give to God, right? Because I feel like there are things that you can control, quote unquote, control, right? That are in your hands. Like, I can control whether or not I go to work or whether or not I make the decision to go to work, right? Something could happen that's out of my control that prevents me from going to work. But I can control in my mind whether or not I make the decision to go to work. I can control whether or not I make the decision to save my money. Again, there could be something that happens where I have to use my funds and that can prevent me from saving my money, but I can control these things, right? I can control the mindset that I go about in facing certain problems, right? I can control that. And so when it comes to the things that I feel like I can control, I feel like I do that to the best of my ability. Again, air quotations for the word control, but I feel like I do that to the best of my ability. And then there are other things where I want, and again, here's already a flaw that I can point out for myself, but there's already some things that, there are other things that I feel like I want to give full surrenderance to God, right? And then the first flaw is that I should be surrendering everything to Him, right? But we're not gonna talk about that. So there are things that I feel like I want to have a good outcome. So I give full surrenders to God. Like, for example, my career. For example, my relationships. Those are two like very relatable things. So I'll just lead with those for now. And I try to give those to God. And when it comes to my career, I try to stay focused. I try to continue to set myself up, make connections. That way I'll be ready whenever it's time for me to be in the next season of my life. Relationships, I try to honestly just treat others how I want to be treated. I just try to be the best I can be, try to uphold my character, try to uphold those godly values. Because, we all fall short. But there is a difference between someone who's trying and someone who's not. And in certain aspects of my life, on certain occasions, I should say, I've tried more than I really, looking back, than I really have needed to. And so I say all that to say that, I feel like I do a pretty decent job of trying to uphold, and again, there's a bunch of flaws in my way of thinking, but this is just how I feel, so just bear with me. I do a lot of, I think I do a very decent job in trying to like uphold my end and trying to carry my cross and trying to apply myself in a way where I'm constantly growing, where I'm trying to show constant love and grace to just the people, my situations, and my circumstances without trying to feel entitled, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm not entitled to anything, and I'm not even entitled to another day. None of us are. It's a blessing that we get to wake up every day. It's a blessing. But because of that, it's crazy because in me trying to avoid that mindset, I feel like that's the very mindset that I end up developing. Me trying to avoid the avoid an entitled mindset is the very thing that I end up developing. Because when I do this and when I try to better myself and when I try to like give myself, others grace, my situation, my circumstances grace, time goes by and When time goes by and nothing happens, I'll feel like God has either turned a blind eye, or he's just silent, or he might just not even care about this aspect of my life. And then it causes me in turn to get angry at him, because it's like I'm trying to surrender this to you. And then it's like it's like a ripple effect. It's like, okay, I try to surrender this to you because I want the best in this scenario, in this whatever that I'm trying to hand over to you, that I'm trying to leave at the altar. And then nothing will happen. And then I'll be like, okay, and then I'll get mad, like, I'm trying to give this to you. Like why are you acting like it doesn't matter? I'll feel like he thinks I'll feel like he thinks that, it's no big deal, or it's not important to them. I'll be like, is this not important to you, God? Like, do you just not care about this aspect of my life that I'm clearly trying to give to you, or that I'm clearly trying to go about in the correct way? And no response. And like, just to be real, like, I'll get mad at God because I'll be like, I'm trying to surrender this to you, and then nothing happens. Just nothing happens. And it's hard because, again, I don't always get that confirmation that, okay, not yet. And I was watching a video, and it said that when you pray to God, his answers are either yes, no, or not yet. Depending on what you're asking for. And I don't always want to accept the no. Depending on what I'm praying for, depending on what I'm bringing to him, I don't always want to accept the no. And I feel like in the certain aspects that I bring to him, i.e. relationships, i.e. building my career, i.e. just those to name a few. That the answer, like, I don't think he's straight up saying like no to that. No, you can't build your career. No, you can't do this. No, you can't. Like, I don't think he's saying that. And again, his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. So I kind of just take it as a not yet. And then I'm like, so if not yet, then when? And it makes me want to take control back because it's not happening when I think it should. And I understand that his timing is perfect, but it's hard to believe in that when you have no, like, and again, that's what faith is, right? But it's hard, just being real with you, it's hard to believe in that when you have no external confirmation. When you feel like the thing that you're constantly bringing to God is just like, it's just not, he just doesn't care about it. He just doesn't care. And that's just me being real. And this just leads me to, like, at times get angry, and I don't know if resentful is the term, but I kind of want to say resentful about me bringing certain things to him, because we're human. We're not eternal. Like, that's what we're striving for, but we're not eternal. And so it's like, God, you're gonna be here forever, but I'm not. So I don't need, like, and I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real with y'all. Like, I'm just telling y'all how I feel, right? I'm just telling y'all how I feel. It's like, God, you're gonna be here forever. I'm not. So I really don't need, like, the ambiguous silence. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I use that word right. But I don't need the silence. Like, I need you to say something. Like, I need you to tell me, like, to give me an answer so I can figure out what direction I need to go in, you know? Because I know, like, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Like, I know that next year isn't guaranteed, you know? I've lost people who have been very young, you know? And, like, I've lost family members who have been young, who were young, you know? And they, you know, ideally had a lot more life to live. And it's just like, you know, it scars you, you know? Because it's like, I know, like, I want to believe in you. Like, I want to believe in you. I want to have faith. I want to easily be like, his timing. But it's like I'm constantly being left undelivered. It's like my prayers are constantly being left undelivered. And it makes me angry. Like, it makes me angry with him. It makes me get that mindset of, do you even care? Why am I even trying to relinquish control to you? But I'm also scared because it's like, I feel like if I do take control and I fail, then what was the point of taking control in the first place? Because I know deep down that if it's from God, if it's by God, it won't fail. So it's so scary to try to take control back, because it's like, if I do it on my own terms and I fail, then I feel like I'm gonna have to start all over again, whatever, in whatever scenario it is, or if I'm gonna have to start from the ground up. But at certain times, I feel like if I give it to God, then it's gonna take forever to blossom, because Buddy be like, it feels like Buddy be treating me like I'm like I'm ticket number 5063. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it can just get a little overwhelming at times, because at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that I'm trying to bring everything in my life to him. And when you constantly feel like he doesn't care, or when you constantly feel like nothing is changing, even though you're trying to do it correctly, it can just, we're human, so we can get angry. But I didn't even want this to be a long video. I just kind of got into ranting. But I know this video was a little everywhere, but I just wanted to be real with y'all. So let me know what y'all think, man. Is it, like, in your opinion, which in my opinion, I think it is okay, because God is understanding. Like, he's not, like, he knows we're human. He knows we have limited knowledge. He knows that we don't know everything. But, let me know what y'all think. Is it okay to get angry with God? And if so, if you're willing to share, quickly share, a time where you got angry at God for something, and, what did you have to fall back on to get out of that mindset, or to grow from that mindset? Just share your experience if you don't mind. And it was good to see y'all. Good to talk to y'all again. I'm gonna try to, I gotta get back in the swing of things. Like, I didn't want this video to be as long as it did, but I also didn't have a good, I also wasn't able to orchestrate my thoughts really well. So, but again, that's the point of this. I kind of just want to be as real as I can and not read off of the script, but kind of just let it flow from the heart. And that doesn't always, go so smoothly. But it was good to see. It's good to see y'all again. Good to push something out again, and just let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think. But y'all take it easy.